So if hypothetically the Saints did commit to, maybe they feel good about Jameis, and maybe they for whatever reason do feel good about Taysom Hill playing quarterback after Drew, and maybe they do see their winning window extending beyond this year, right? What do you get for Alvin? Like, what's the trade value for Alvin? Especially when you see, I know there's different dynamics with Jan and the pass rusher, and he went for a 2 and a conditional pick that could be as high as a 3, so a 2 and a 3. But, like, where are we at here? Like, what do you guys think the value for him on the trade market on a contract year is?
I wouldn't want to give up more than knowing you have to pay him more than $12 million a year. Like, I wouldn't give up more than a third. Like, I know he'll go for more than that, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't give him more than a third.
The Bills traded Marshawn Lynch to the Seahawks for like a 4 and a 5.
What about the rest of you guys? What do you think?
I mean, if you have the cap space to sign, if Kamara is going to be part of your long-term plans and you need a running back, and you can agree to a deal upon the trade, I think honestly he'd probably go for a second, just in terms of like what he can do from the receiving standpoint as well as his rushing ability. On talent alone, I think he's probably could warrant a second round pick, especially if the team needs has a whole running back, has the cap space to do it. Because again, he's more than just a running back, as Jordan kind of mentioned earlier. Like he's the second leading receiver on this team, behind Michael Thomas. He can do a lot for you as an offense. And so I think if you're looking at him from more than just like a 1-year kind of rental, and he's going to be a part of your plan moving forward, I'd give up a second round pick, because players like Alvin Kamara don't come around very often.
But it's just a matter of him getting paid, man. Like, that throws a absolute wrench in everything. Like, if it were me, I'm with Joe, man. Like, I would never pay a running back. Like, I love Dalvin Cook to death, but Alexander Mattison had the same type of production that he had last year. And the smart thing to do is not pay Dalvin Cook. And I'm completely with what the Vikings are doing so far. I mean, you compare Alexander Mattison with Chuba Hubbard or somebody. I think you can replace that production with 2 bodies instead of 1. So it's going to be tough, man. Like, I think a huge domino that we just talked about, that's going to be really interesting. If all those guys make it to free agency, I think it's going to be like a wait and see game. And I don't watch The Office, but I know that meme that goes around to them, like, pointing at each other, waiting on somebody. Yeah, like, that's what free agency is going to be like, man. Somebody's going to be waiting on somebody to get paid. I don't know who it's going to be, though.
Yeah, man, I agree with Brentley from a value perspective. Like, I traded 2 for the kind of talent that he is, and then the production that he has too. It's like he's played in 45 career games for the Saints, and his yards from scrimmage is just short of 100 yards per game on average over 45 games. Like, his production's outstanding. Like, you can look at his raw rushing numbers and say whatever you want. Dude's caught 81 passes in all 3 of his seasons, 81, 3 consecutive years. And his yards per target was down big time. Some of that was, some of Alvin playing through some injury type stuff. Some of that was Teddy for 5 games versus Drew, and the spacing dynamics and stuff like that. So, like, it's so hard to sit here and say, like, I wouldn't want my team to pursue him if they needed a back. But at the same time, it's like, and then if you're going to get into the trade compensation that Joe's talking about with Marshawn Lynch and stuff like that, it's like, all right, then the Saints should just keep him and run him into the ground this year and get the 3rd round compensatory pick. Because if nobody's going to give you a 2+, you're going to get the same thing. You might as well take the year of production from him.